Welcome to Coco Chats. Welcome back, I should say. It's been a while, but we are back with some belated Valentine's Day hijinks. I am Julie, and this is
Car.
Yay. Hi, Car. Um,
Hello.
so to start out, I gotta say, so aside from taking my breath away, what do you do for a living?
I'm an accountant.
You're an accountant. Oh, I mean that's some hot stuff right there.
There we
All
go.
right. So today we are going to start out with some Valentine's Day this or that. And first, I gotta ask you, Car, do you prefer when on Valentine's Day? Do you prefer to get chocolates or flowers?
Huh. Well, actually, so this one is definitely an easy one for me to choose because I actually have a story that kind of goes with this one. I would definitely prefer to get chocolates because I love chocolate, first off. I have a huge sweet tooth. Huge. But this story starts back, a few years ago. Uh, so what happened was I was at work and I was just kind of casually seeing someone, but my big thing is at work, I don't really want people at work to know, what kind of goes on in my life, that kind of thing. So I was very like hush hush and didn't say much. And I was just kind of casually seeing this guy at the time. And it was busy season because I do taxes and
Oh
on
no.
oh no. What?
No, no, I'm just seeing where this is going.
So I was doing taxes, and this was after Valentine's Day, a month after Valentine's Day, in fact. So it wasn't like it was for Valentine's Day. And I get this, phone call that says, "Hi, Carly. There's flowers for you," and I'm like, "Flowers?" Like this was in the work office. I'm like, "Flowers? What the heck?" So I go and pick them up, and everybody in the office is like, "Ooh, Carly, who's those flowers from? Like, who are they from?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, no. Like, no." And so I
Oh.
get these beautiful, like they were like beautiful flowers. This was like one of the
Aw.
first times ever I can honestly say, besides like getting it from my parents, that I got flowers. So I was pretty excited, but also at the same time, I opened them up and I read the card, and it was from this man that I was casually seeing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. A lot of people were like, "Oh, so, who are these from?" And so I kind of just said, "Oh, just like a guy I have been seeing." And they were like, "What are the flowers for?" And I'm like, "I think they're just like kind of just because flowers, whatever." And
Cute.
I was like really excited. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, about a month had gone by, and obviously, as you guys all know, flowers start to die. And so did our love.
Oh, it's like that Miranda Lambert song, Dead Flower.
So, like, what's
Uh,
really
it's
funny
like
is
Beauty and the Beast something, like
yeah, and I literally was like, "Well, the flowers died and so did our love." But that's not the main reason why I just don't like flowers.
so
I just
poetic.
equate it with that situation because then after, like, once the flowers did die, a lot of people were like, "Oh," at my office, like, "Oh, how are the 2 of you?" And I had to be like, "Oh, we're not together anymore." And it was, like, coincidental that, like,
No.
the flowers were no more, you know what I mean?
That's so funny. I love that.
Yeah.
So so
What about
chocolate
you? Yeah,
then
so
is your
chocolate
thing.
chocolate
So chocolate.
100%. I mean, not that I'm opposed to
Uh,
flowers, and I think flowers are beautiful, but I'm like I don't know, I always think of that story and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, our love died." So I have this, like, thought if I get flowers, my love might, die.
so for me, flowers are like, I don't know, right? They're
Mhm.
pretty, but like also like you're spending a ridiculous amount of money for something that's like gonna die. That's my perspective. And I'm also like not a fancy chocolates person. I just like want you to give me a Hershey bar and I'll be fine.
Mhm.
Like I honestly don't enjoy most fancy chocolates.
Yeah.
Um Obviously with the exception of like AGB's chocolate store, but those are good. But
Yes.
like um I did receive flowers at one point from an ex. It was my first ex, and to we were going to the zoo. I think it was Zufari or something, like some fancy dance at the
Ooh.
zoo.
Mhm.
And the thing is, he had invited me a while ago, and I was kind of like on the fence about if I still wanted to date him or not because we had been dating for 4 months, and I read somewhere that 4 months is like basically that's when like just attraction dies and you know if it's like real or not. And
I think that's
I
true. I think that could be
I
true.
respect this guy completely. Like I'm not dissing him at all. I think we are excellent friends and everything. It just, wasn't for me. And, so he bought me flowers for this, and, like, it was a bouquet of a dozen roses, and he didn't know flower language at all, so, like, obviously, it's not like he was actually saying true love, he just, bought me roses.
Mhm.
Um, but I did have them on my dresser for a while. I broke up with him the week after that because I didn't wanna, like,
Oh.
he had already spent the money on the
Yeah.
dance, so, like, I didn't wanna let him down or anything, like, about that.
Yeah.
And, like, it was a very amicable breakup. We hung out, afterwards because we still work together and everything, and that was when I swore I'd never date a coworker again because, there was a whole lot of drama with that
Oh.
situation. I could
Mhm.
actually explain that story later, but, yeah, there was drama. So, chocolates for me too, but not just because of that, but because of,
That
chocolate's delicious and I can actually, like, eat it as opposed to a flower that's just gonna sit there and die,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
my cat will eat it and get poisoned and,
Yeah.
ugh.
You don't want that to
So,
happen.
no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So would you rather have a homemade gift or store-bought?
I got a clump of hot cocoa. Um I would rather have for Valentine's Day, a homemade gift or store-bought? Like, what are you gonna make me? That's the
So
question.
I can tell you from my own experience, I
Mm.
had someone once make me, and this was like really cool. They made me a heart-shaped wreath. How
Cute.
cool is that? Like, I think I still have the wreath, but
Yeah.
like, but how cool is that? Like, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Like, the
Um,
thing is, I think with homemade gifts, like, I prefer homemade gifts, but, like, I just don't know what you're gonna make me for Valentine's Day. Oh,
yeah.
wait, no, I know. I want someone to make me those cute little cards,
Oh
or something like
yeah.
the jar with suggestions of what you do as a couple.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that's a homemade gift. Yeah, homemade gift.
Yeah.
That'd
I
be
think
so
homemade
cute.
gifts are awesome. Like,
Yeah, and it shows you really care about the person. So, like, my brother and his wife, for the most recent well, for all of their anniversaries, they decide they're gonna make each other something instead of buying each other something, and so she
oh,
made him a cross stitch little thing of
those are
a
so fun. I
a
want to
sign at
learn.
a place that they hiked,
Yeah.
and then my brother made her a pillow with them on it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
So,
that.
yeah, it was really cute. It was super cute. So, yeah, definitely think about it now, homemade gifts
Yes,
all the
me
way.
too. Me too.
Mhm.
Also, we're both drinking hot chocolate, everybody. Yes.
I got French vanilla Swiss Miss hot chocolate, and it's a little, I think it's from December, so it's a little clumpy, and that's why I'm like, "Ugh."
I have double chocolate hot chocolate, which is pretty good. It's
Ooh, that sounds
delicious.
delicious. I mean, give me some
Yeah.
of that.
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you rather have a night in or a night out?
Night in,
Night in
100%.
too.
I'm
Mhm.
so lazy. I mean, not lazy, but, like, I just don't wanna go out, like so, I'm
Yeah.
assuming when they mean a night out I mean, I'd like to go out to dinner, I guess. That'd be nice and everything.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're talking about, like, going out to bars and stuff, and I'm like, "No,
Oh,
no, thank
no,
you. I
no.
just wanna cuddle. I wanna cuddle. We can't cuddle in public. I wanna cuddle."
But also, like, going out to dinner, like, during on Valentine's Day is always, like, a terrible, terrible, terrible time. Like,
Yeah,
always terrible.
for sure.
Mhm.
I would imagine. Let's just
There's
go out
so
to
many
dinner the next
people.
weekend.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
don't
so
go
many
out to dinner that
people.
weekend.
It's just insane, and sometimes I feel like they kind of, like, create, like, their own special Valentine's Day meals, and it's more
Yeah.
expensive, I think. I don't know.
Valentine's Day is just a day, guys. The
Yeah.
only good thing about Valentine's Day is that the day after there's discount candy.
Yes,
But I mean,
and
it's cute.
days to
It's a good
come.
reminder, but like it's also like it's just a day. So if you want to celebrate the next week, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Um Car, are you for dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate, 100%.
Same.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, I've tried different variations of dark chocolate, and I don't know. I don't really like it as much. Milk chocolate always to me, like, I feel like dark chocolate's a little bit bitter tasting to me,
Yeah. I like
and
dark chocolate,
ugh,
but I like milk chocolate better.
yeah.
I don't like the super dark chocolate that, like, has no
No.
sugar in it, and that stuff is nasty. It's, like,
Yeah.
just basically the cocoa beans. I mean, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Yeah, I 1,000% agree with you on that, though. Um,
Mhm.
so, okay, do you like romantic movies or comedy movies better?
Ooh.
I mean, I like
Um,
both.
I like rom-coms.
Me
No,
too.
I mean, I like
Yeah.
romantic movies better. I'm not much of a comedy person, which is I don't know, and I think that's probably pretty predictable about me. Um, I like sad stuff. I like Les Mis is my favorite musical, so I mean,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
be real here.
That
I'm
is a
not
good
really a
musical.
comedy person, but I do enjoy a good rom-com.
Yeah. I
Those
actually
get me.
like I love reading romantic novels. I love reading I love watching romantic movies, pouring my eyes out, having a box of tissues next to me. Yeah.
Yeah. The Notebook,
Yep, The
Walk to
Notebook.
Remember, all
Oh
the
my
Nicholas
gosh.
Sparks films.
Mhm.
Oh my
All of
gosh.
them.
If a movie can make me cry, it's a good movie. Like,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
cry easy. If I can just sit there sobbing my eyes out
Yeah.
and having an emotional breakdown because of the movie,
Yeah.
heads up Disney and Encanto, then it's a good movie.
I love
I'll
that.
just sit there crying. I was watching Encanto for the first time. I'm just sitting there at the end crying. I'm just like, "Oh my gosh,
Oh, it was so good.
so
That
good."
was so good too.
Not even a romantic movie, just a
Yeah.
very deeply personal movie for me.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I have a wonderful pickup line that I would love to use on you that I think is just funny, and, anybody, can use it at
Oh,
some point. I think it's
okay.
funny. Are you a puzzle? Because I could be the piece you're missing.
Oh, okay,
I had
okay.
to do the little wink after
I see
that.
you over there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to use, some, Nancy Drew incorporated
Yeah,
pickup lines.
I got a pickup line for you that's Nancy Drew.
Yes, what is it?
You got a steady back home?
Shadow Ranch, that's still one of my favorite,
Oh my
Nancy
gosh, the
games.
love story. Can we just talk for a second about the love story in Shadow Ranch?
Oh,
Shadow Ranch
oh,
is the epitome of her interactive Valentine's Day game.
yeah, yeah,
Like, talk about a homemade present, making all those little gold pieces into hearts and giving them to Francis.
yeah.
So sweet and such a tragic love story. It hits me right in the feels every time.
Mhm. Oh, me too, every single time, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so between what color would you go with, red or pink?
Like to wear or
Yeah, I guess to wear more so.
I mean, I'm wearing pink right now. That's a hard one because I think red looks great on me. I know no one believes this. Probably no one
Oh,
thinks
I
this
believe it.
or like knows it. Red looks amazing on me. I have like the perfect skin tone to pull off like a red dress and stuff. So probably red.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I've had my red hair my whole life. I can pull off red, I think, pretty well, but
Yeah.
I love pink. I
Oh
mean,
my
even right now, I'm
gosh.
dressed in, like, a pink, but, like, has some red tones to it, you know?
Alright, you gotta dress up as Ariel and I'll dress up as Belle and
Mhm.
we'll do great. Get you that pink
Yeah.
Ariel dress. Yeah, yeah. And
Mhm.
I'll be Belle because Belle is my aesthetic, I guess.
Oh, I love that. But, like, seriously, I definitely think that pink I have so much pink in my wardrobe, it's kind of disgusting. Is there a thing called too much pink? I don't think so.
There is no such thing.
You know,
People can
since,
enjoy what
like
they wanna
since
enjoy.
the little penguin right there is, pink, you
Alright,
know?
Scar, would you
Yes.
rather watch The Notebook or Titanic?
Ha ha ha. Definitely, honestly, definitely the, Notebook. I think the
I think so
Notebook is
too.
very, very, like, romantic, it's very sweet. Titanic actually, like, kinda depresses me, a
It
lot,
is,
you
that's what I
know?
was thinking, because like, there's the love story and everything, and it's very, like, tragic and sort of like that loss thing, but at
Yes.
the same time, you're losing all the other people there too, and, like, it's based on a historical event, so you're like, "Oh, damn, these people
Yes.
died." Like,
Yes.
that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Titanic is fascinating.
Yeah.
Like, the history of the Titanic, the fact that they were like, "Oh, the ship's never gonna sink," and the fact that 20 years earlier, someone wrote a book about the Titanic, or
Mhm.
they wrote a book about, like, a similar, ship, like, sorta named that and same thing, and then it sunk,
And then it
and then it
sunk.
happened,
Yeah,
and then it happened in real life, and I'm
and
like,
that's
"That is
crazy.
that's weird. That's some weird
Yeah.
stuff right there."
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely The Notebook for sure. I think
Okay,
so.
yeah, I agree. I think The Notebook's like, I haven't watched it much, but, like, I think it's just, like it's more touching. It's about, like, spending a life together,
Mhm. And,
and
like,
then, like, at the
the
end
fact that she keeps remembering him, like, at the
Mhm.
end, oh my gosh. I was like, "Oh," and
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
gonna give the ending away, but, just
it's
the
just, like it's touching because
beautiful.
it's about a life well lived.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
and Titanic is about lives cut short. So,
yes, yes. Okay, so would you rather have cookies or brownies?
ooh, brownies.
Brownies. Ooh, I'd have
Brownies.
cookies. Mhm.
Well, what kind of cookies we talking though?
Choco chip.
I mean, chocolate chip cookies are good, but like brownies mm, with some ice cream on top, a little
Ooh,
chocolate syrup.
still going with chocolate chip cookies.
Ooh. Have you ever had Pazookies from that place, BJ's?
Yes. Oh my
Those
gosh,
are
those
so
are
good. I would go with those over brownies anytime. Those yeah,
mhm.
definitely.
Mhm.
But it just depends on the type of cookie, I
They're
guess.
so good. They're so, so
Right from the
good.
oven, cookies are amazing. Store-bought
Yeah.
cookies over brownies, I'm going brownies.
Yeah. I mean, I like homemade. Yeah. Homemade
Yeah, if
is
they're homemade, there's a difference.
yeah, is great. All right, I have another pickup line for you.
Oh, okay.
So, damn, if being cute was a crime, you'd be guilty as charged.
Oh my gosh. I'm guilty, arrest me.
I just think that's so funny. I was
That's
laughing
so
so hard.
cute. Hey, car.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could tell me if you're here, who's running heaven?
I love that. That's so cute. If someone's if
Never
I like that.
underestimate my love for corny pickup lines.
I love corny pickup lines. Someone
I
has
don't want a guy
used
to tell me them. I want my friends to tell me them. Let's be clear here.
yeah, well, someone
Like, do not
has.
send me a message like that expecting it will work because I'll be like, "Are you okay?"
Well, someone has said, like, "Damn, if you were cute." They actually have used that pickup line, so I was like, "Mm, okay." It's kinda good, you know?
Yeah.
But you can replace cute with other words, too, or whatever, of course.
Mhm.
Um,
Ooh. Do you like convo hearts or cinnamon hearts?
ooh, cinnamon.
This is a hard one for me because I love conversation hearts, but I
Mhm.
also love cinnamon. So I think I'm gonna have to go conversation hearts just because you can get red hots all year round, but you can't get conversation hearts all year round.
Yeah, that's true. I
Mhm.
haven't had
I
them in a really long
love
time.
well, they changed, like they've been changing the formula so you can only find them, like, in small bags now. I'm like, "S my regular conversation hearts that just like, om nom nom." I love them so much. I'm a weird person who likes seasonal candy, so, like, candy corn and stuff.
Oh.
Like, I love seasonal candy. I'm
Oh.
about it.
I don't like
So
candy corn that much. I'll eat it, but I'm like, "Ugh." There's better. There's
I
better
can't eat
out
too much
there.
of it at a time, but those pumpkins and
Yeah.
candy corn, divine.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. Um, okay, so would you rather get a teddy bear or balloons?
Teddy bear.
Yeah, I was like, "What is that?" That one's so funny.
Well,
Te
it's not even because, like, the balloons are cute and all, but, like, they're destroying the environment. Turtles are eating them, and because they think they're jellyfish in the ocean, and then they die.
Yeah,
Not to
exactly.
lend a dark tone to our podcast, but, this is what you get when you ask a conservationist on a podcast.
Okay, this one's more funny because I actually kind of have a slight story with this one, but, candlelight or neon lights?
Neon lights, I
Yeah,
guess?
I'm neon lights too, but the reason why okay, so I've gone to one time I went to, like, a very romantic, like, candlelit dinner, right? We're all sitting there.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know if this has happened to anyone else because I don't know if it's just me, but, sitting there and I'm like, "Okay," or so I said something like, "Okay, how are you?" And the candle blew out when I talked.
All your stories are so funny.
And we just were sitting there and I'm like and then they had to, like, relight it, right? Okay, so then we're still, like, talking and then I order, and then after I don't know, again, it happened twice in one night, that's why
Oh
it's
my
funny.
god.
I'm like, "You can't take me anywhere. You can't take me anywhere super a candlelight dinner, no."
Nope, can't do it.
I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. I as long as
Oh
but the
boy.
candles were, like, very, like, low, so I feel like anyone
Yeah.
could just breathe on them and they would blow out.
That's funny.
That's what I'm gonna say. Um,
Alright. Well then, car.
yes.
I'd like to take you to the movies, but they don't let you bring in your own snack.
Okay,
'Cause you a snack.
that one was great. That was a good one. I'm loving these.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're like one of the corner pieces in a jigsaw puzzle. Without you, I'm completely lost.
Oh, that's so
Is that
sweet.
one good? I like that one.
Yes. I hope your Ian doesn't mind you hitting on me this much, but I mean, I am the side piece.
Yes.
Okay. Should we move on to some stories?
Yes, sure, sure.
Yeah, right.
Do
I'm excited for the
so
story.
okay, so the first story, one of the funniest stories that I have to tell you. This doesn't even again, this isn't really related to Valentine's Day. It's just kind of funny. It's like kind of a touchy feely goofy story. Um
Yeah.
so okay, so picture this. This happened to
Mhm.
me probably about maybe I'm like dating myself back, but 10 years ago. I went to New York City with my family and we went over Christmas time and it was great. We were, it was very busy. I don't know if you've been to New York City when there's so
Yeah.
many people. Like it's
Oh
insane.
my
It's
gosh, yeah,
insane.
it's really
So we all had our gloves on and we had like, during the most of the time we were there, we were holding on to each other because there was just so many people and you had to make sure that, you were always together.
backpack leashes, like
Yes, yes. So I'm kinda setting the scene for you. So you kinda just picture there were so many people everywhere,
yeah.
that kinda thing.
Mhm.
So we were kinda going around, checking out different, big Christmas trees all around and everything. Well,
Right.
I went to grab on to, my sister's hand, and then I went to grab onto my mom's hand. And so we
Oh,
start
no.
walking and whatever, and, everything's going well. And all of a sudden, I felt this like pull on my mom's hand, and I'm like, "What? Like, why are they jerking, like, moving me the opposite way?" And I look down, and it's not my mom's glove that I'm
You
holding.
just grabbed some random stranger's hand.
Yes, but this makes it 10 times worse. So he literally, like, we both noticed at the same time, and I, like, let go because I was like, "Ah!" Whatever, and he starts walking away, but he was literally the one of the world's tallest men, and he literally goes out in the crowd really loudly, "You can hold my hand if you want to."
Ah, I love that.
And so, like, I'm running as fast as I can, but what's so funny is my mom and my other sister watched, and they saw that I was holding on to someone's hand, and they were like, "That is the most hilarious thing," because they were like, "Whose hand is she holding?"
That's so funny.
So yes, it's not really related to Valentine's Day, but it makes me laugh because hand holding
That
and
is
stuff like that.
that is pretty funny. I think
Yes.
the sort of funny story now, like, it wasn't super funny at the time, story was happened when I was, in college, and I was at a convention, because I go to anime conventions and stuff like that, and I like to cosplay, and I was dressed, if any of you know, for as Aerith from Final Fantasy VII, and, this guy comes up to me and we start talking and we like hit it off and everything. He was so nice and like everything like that. And he just, we hit it off and I was like, oh yeah, I'll see you later. Like I didn't get his number or anything
Mhm.
that night, but like my friends were wanting us to go because we were in an area of the convention center that didn't have reception. And so
Yeah. Aw.
they were upset with me and my friend who were talking to the guy
Mhm.
because because we, didn't know that they were looking for us and we needed to go, like, we needed to get out of there.
Yeah.
And so, we left. I changed costumes the next day, and I'm cosplaying as Songstress Yuna from Final Fantasy X too. And which was I borrowed the costume from my friend, but I still wanna cosplay that again. That was so much fun.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um, but so we're
Oh
I'm just
gosh.
sitting there waiting for my friends, right? I'm just sitting there waiting for my friends to come back and like I'm just kind of chilling out because I'm like I get tired easily at cons. Like it's a lot of social interaction and I get social anxiety and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm just sitting there and this guy walks by and he recognizes me. So we start talking again. I get his phone number and he's like, well, I'm gonna go to my room to nap, but we can meet up later. And I'm
Mhm.
like 19 at this time, right? I'm not definitely not a legal adult. Like I'm not 21. So he asked me later like, he texts me, he's like, "Hey, do you wanna meet up and, like, drink or something?" I'm like, I can't. Not legal yet." And I actually did adhere to those rules, guys, believe it or not, I'm a goody two shoes. So
Oh.
he was like, "Okay, well, we can just meet up then." And he hung out with me for the rest of con, and we had each other's numbers, we texted a lot,
Aw.
and he's just a super nice guy, right?
Mhm.
Right? So we
Oh,
text for a
no.
week after I get back to college,
Mhm.
and then he drops off the face of the planet and ghosts me, and I'm like, "Oh." Well, this
Aw.
is sad, like, I kinda miss talking to him, he's a nice guy and everything, and we weren't really anything, I mean, I was kind of attracted to him, but I was also, like, not really my type, but, like, we had really good, like, chemistry and stuff, so, like, for friendship at least, and so I'm like, "Okay, well, he just dropped
No.
off the face of the planet," and I've been talking to my friends about it and, like, kinda, like, healed from it. I think it was my sophomore year that this happened. I
Mhm.
went to, France in the fall and, like, got my life together, yeah.
Yeah.
Always change of scenery helps you, like, fix so much. Like, obviously, there is no,
Yeah.
alternative for a real therapist or a real psychiatrist. Like, get mental help if you need mental help, but going to France changed my perspective completely. It was amazing. I come
Aw.
back and I'm going to con. Like, I'm going to, con at like, in the January of the following year, and I'm in the same Aerith cosplay. And we're walking past the registration line because we had pre-registered, and this man is in the pre-registration line and insists on introducing me to his new girlfriend.
Oh,
So,
no. That's
it's really funny to
terrible.
look back on now because 'cause I'm like, I didn't wanna date him anyway, but, like, dude, you coulda just, like, been my friend, but you, like, missed out on an opportunity completely, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
People are weird
Wow.
like that. But, yeah,
Mhm.
so that's my biggest,
Aw.
like, kind of weird ghosted story. I've been ghosted before, and I don't really care, but, like,
Oh, I have
usually I'm
too.
like, "Oh, I want you to ghost me." Oh my gosh, I'm thinking of stories as we're coming up with them. So, you tell another one and then I'll tell one.
All right. Well, this one is not about me. It's about something that happened to my sister, and I found it so funny. So my sister, and this is about middle school young love. Middle school.
Yeah.
We're awkward. The awkward stages. Well, okay. So my sister was seeing this guy, for a little while, and you're in middle school. I think she was in eighth grade. But anyway, she was seeing this guy, and for Christmas time, he got her something small for Christmas, but she didn't get him anything. Like, I don't know, whatever. Okay. So,
Yeah.
so they still stayed together, not that that was
Mhm.
an issue, but, it was very nice that he got her something. So she's like, oh my
Aw.
gosh, Valentine's Day is the next holiday. I need to get him something, right?
Mhm.
So she got him like a giant teddy bear and like some chocolates and brought it to like art class or something, is what she's told me. She brought it to art class and, set it on his desk and gave it to him. And he's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And he didn't get her anything. Okay. Like he didn't give her anything, right? So, so
No, that's like
she
heartbreak in middle school.
No, but it gets way better. It's hilarious because he
Oh
did.
my
He
gosh.
did. So he obviously didn't get her anything the day of school, like when school was going on.
Yeah.
So he gets home. They must have got home, and then he must have realized, like, oh my gosh, I'm the worst person ever. I need to get her something. So this is funny because instead of him, coming to the house and walking himself up to the driveway and knocking on the door, or even just ringing the doorbell and leaving what he got her or even just giving it to her face, um, he did not. Instead, this is so funny. My other sister was outside or doing something, and she sees a car pull around, and this guy gets out of the car because, you're in middle school, you can't drive. So probably one of the parents drove him and stuffing stuff in the mailbox. Okay, like stuffing, different things. So, they drive away, and so she goes down and investigates what's in the mailbox, and it was like some candies, and then a heart shaped cake. Okay? This is great. So, they
Was
come
there a
back up.
note?
No, there was no note, and I don't know if he texted. I don't know if we had texting then, but somehow, like, she knew who it was from. We all knew
Oh,
who it was
okay,
from,
good, good.
in a sense, because 'cause we're like, "Well, who else?" Like, I wasn't seeing anyone at the time, and, like, so it was just her.
Yeah.
But what was really funny is that my sister he didn't know that my sister's lactose intolerant, so she couldn't really eat the cake.
I mean, that's a very middle
But
school
it's the
mistake to
thought
make,
that
yeah.
counts. That's what I thought was
That's
so
so
cute.
cute. The fact that he made up for it is so cute. Like,
Mhm.
that's
But I
adorable.
think the best part of the whole thing is
Young
just
love.
picture this heart-shaped cake being shoved into the mailbox.
Yeah,
Like, that was awesome.
that's
It's
Oh my
funny.
gosh.
Yeah.
Speaking of, like, high school, middle school, though, like, when I went to prom,
Mhm.
it's a good story when I start out with when I went to
When I
prom.
went to prom, yes,
I
yes.
had to have a date for prom. Like, that was, like, a requirement in my household. You had to have a date to go to
To go
prom.
to prom. Okay,
I
okay.
didn't really wanna have a date, but, so I asked some of my friends, and then my one friend said he would go with me. I'm like,
Mhm.
"Great." He was cute, you know, pretty cute guy. I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'll go to prom with you." And it's a good thing I didn't really care about, like, going with the date because, oh my gosh, just wait till you hear the rest of the story. So, we get ready at my friend's house, we take pictures,
Oh, no.
everything, we go to prom, and there's this other girl in our friend group who, was, well, how shall we say, well endowed, where
Mhm.
I am not. Um,
Oh, no.
and he spent the entire night chasing her over me and, like, didn't even dance with me, and I'm like,
Oh.
"Okay." So I just
Wow.
hung out with my friends instead,
Oh.
and I was like, have a good time. A lot of my friends left early because they were having a terrible prom, so it was bad.
Oh.
But fast forward to a few years later, he's been dating this other girl, and she and him broke up, and so, I'm back in town,
Mhm.
and he's like, "I always kinda liked you, like, let's try give this a shot." I'm like, "Okay, we'll go on a few dates and see." And, few dates, and he, like, gave me a peck on the lips at one point, like, when he was dropping me off at home,
Yeah.
and he vaped, so he tasted like smoke, like, and he smoked a pipe as well, and I'm
Oh.
like, "This is the most disgusting thing," and I am
Aw.
so sorry if he's watching this, but, like, I just can't do it, I cannot do it. I could
Aw.
never date a smoker because, like, it just
Aw.
witnessed my grandpa, like, go through all of that and, like, all the health repercussions. I'm like, "Nope, can't do it." So, it was so gross. I was so grossed out, and, I was like, "I don't know how to break up with him," and stuff like that, and there has never been a more perfect example of bullet dodge than I went on vacation, come back, I'm helping my, mom out with VBS, Vacation Bible School,
Mhm.
and he texts me in the middle of it. And he
Oh.
says, "Hey, I don't really know how to say this." And I want to break up with him, remember this, guys, that he did not know this. "I don't really know how to say this, but, my ex and I are getting back together, and I'm gonna give it another shot."
Oh
And
my
I was just like,
gosh.
I know normally in that situation, you should be like,
No.
"What are you saying to me?"
Mhm.
But I was just like, "Oh my,"
You were like,
big relief.
"Yes."
What a huge sigh of relief that was. Like, it was ridiculous. I was just like, "Oh my gosh." So, yeah, that's how I dodged that, and then I never, ever, ever tried again with him
Aw.
because I was like, Nope, you kissed me." I'm I'm weird about, like, kissing, and I'm like, if it's bad, I'm like, "Nope, I'm done with you."
Aw.
So
I was thinking about it too because you were saying prom. I have a funny story. So you know how like for prom you have some dresses. Some girls go with like the big gowns that are very poofy. I
mhm.
like very like thin cut, like long, but then kind of have like a little
Yeah, I
trail
had
in the
the thin
back.
cut too, yeah.
Mhm. Well, so my prom date, we weren't dating. We were just like really good friends.
Mhm.
Um,
Same.
and he,
Same exact.
my mom literally told him, she's like, "You're only gonna have to put this train bustle thing up in the back once, and it should stay up the whole like rest of the time." Well, we
Oh,
were like at
no.
prom, we're like dancing. My gosh, this guy was the best thing ever. He just kept putting. It must have kept like coming undone, and he's like, "I just don't want people to step on you," so he kept helping me all freaking
That's the
night.
cutest
Yeah,
thing.
he was
My friends are the best.
yeah, yeah, it was so funny, and then I think the best part of the whole night was we ended up, like, for me, prom was, like, you would stay out until, they had an after prom, like, that you had to
Mm.
attend, so there was, like, a lot of, like, games, like, you could play, and, like, you would win prizes
Aw,
after, and the
cute.
funniest memory I can honestly say, one of the funniest things ever was we're like in the back of the limo, everyone else is like dead asleep, and me and him, and he's like wired because he had all these like gummy things, and we're just like gummy bears, gummy worms, whatever. We're just like eating all these gummy bears and stuff at like 5 in the morning, and I'm just like, oh,
Ah,
this is fun. Yeah. So that was pretty
that's so
funny.
nice. That's good. Yeah.
um, but yeah, so needless to say, whether it's, from middle school, high school, college, and now to where we are now, like love is like always in our life, whether it's a relationship or it's friendship or, like
Yeah.
any, whatever, but like it's
I
so,
mean,
or a pet, you know what I mean?
I'm
That
single as a Pringle, but I got my cat.
exactly, like cats,
And
you
Car
know.
is taken as a bacon, so
No.
by me.
Yes, yes. No, but
I know
I
you guys can figure out how that works, how she's taken as a bacon by me, but I'm single as a Pringle. You guys can figure that one out. That's not for me to figure out.
But no, but really, like, the big thing that me and Julie wanna say is, like, we all love you guys and, um,
I don't know why I always do it like this.
yeah. I always do
Like
it,
an
like,
owl.
underneath
Woo,
me.
woo.
But, yeah. And then, I mean, I don't know if there's anything else that you wanna, discuss or, our next podcast, it's gonna be great. We're gonna have a guest. I
A
can't wait.
special
Yeah, I can't
guest.
wait
We're
to share with you
gonna
guys.
we're gonna reveal that later, but not right now.
Yes, yes.
And it's gonna be something the Clue Crew might enjoy.
Yes! I can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. We're
Um,
gonna be testing out our new overlays by Aurelia. So
yes, I can't wait.
check Aurelia out.
I'm so excited. And, just wanna say we love you. Thank you guys so
Love you
much
very much.
for hanging out with us.
Your good chicken
And
nuggets. Happy
yes.
belated Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Remember, even if you are alone on Valentine's Day, which I have been every single year of my life,
Oh, you're never alone. Never
you're
alone.
never alone because you got me. I'm gonna come find you and make you happy and tell you to go buy discount candy because that's candy is true happiness.
Yes, candy is.
But yeah, it's just a commercialized holiday, so treat yourself well and treat
Yes.
yourself well every single day and love
Woohoo.
yourself. That's an order. You have to love yourself now. I said so because I love you, therefore you have to love yourself. Right,
Yes,
Kari? That's how that works.
of course. And then we should, oh wait, no, this direction. We should do like a little heart
Boop,
together.
boop, 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 boop.
Woo!
Oh, that's cute. Look at that. Oh, that's a that right there is another what you call it clip. Hover clip.
I
All
love that.
right, guys. We love you very much. Happy belated Valentine's Day, and we will see you very soon.
Yes.
Serious heart hand.
Bye, guys.
Bye.